Are you tired of feeling stuck and overwhelmed by problems that seem to be holding you back? Do you know that solving problems is the main engine of growth of humanity? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to show you how to turn your problems into opportunities and become a better leader in the process. First, let's get one thing straight. Problems are inevitable. They're a part of life, and as the life owner, you must own the problem too. Owning the problem and owning the mindset to deal with difficulty is the key. You see, the skill of turning a problem into a chance of growing is an art that requires a clear and open mindset. We're going to show you how to accept the situation, focus on the solution, and take action to turn your setbacks into tipping points that ignite your life or your career. But before we dive into the details, let's answer some of the most important questions you might have. Why should you turn your problems into opportunities? Because it's the best way to stretch your limits and embrace new and positive emotions in the face of adversity. By turning your problems into opportunities, you'll not only find solutions, but you'll also create value for yourself and others. How can you turn your problems into opportunities? By following a simple 5 steps process that we'll be sharing with you in this video. We'll walk you through each step and provide valuable tips and examples that you can apply to your own life. And finally, who is this video for? We believe that if anyone takes the ownership of the problems around them seriously and comes up with a solution, will succeed on their way to becoming a good leader, a manager, or just simply a better human being. It's for anyone who wants to turn their crisis into development and achieve success in their personal and professional life. So, if you're ready to act, stick with us till the end of this video and let's get started. The first step in the journey is to understand the situation. This means accepting the problem for what it is and looking for things that you can change to turn it into a source of new chance of growth. But why is it important to understand the situation? Well, for starters, it's impossible to solve a problem if you don't fully understand it. It's quite easy to get. By accepting the situation, you'll be able to remove any negative emotions and approach the problem with a clear and open mindset. So, how do you understand the situation? Here are some tips. 1. Take a step back and observe the problem from a larger perspective. 2. Look for patterns and causes of the problem. 3. Identify the things you can and cannot control. 4. Don't blame others for the problem, take the ownership of the issue. Let go further by some examples. Let's say your company is facing a problem with high employee turnover. To understand the situation, you would take a step back and observe the problem from a larger perspective. You would look for patterns and causes of the problem, such as lack of training or poor management. You would identify the things you can and cannot control, such as employee satisfaction, and you shouldn't blame yourself or others for the problem. By understanding the situation, you'll be able to create a clear and actionable plan to turn the problem into an opportunity. Remember, acceptance is the key. Once you accept the problem, you can start looking for solutions. And to the second point, you should focus on the solution. Are you tired of dwelling on problems and feeling stuck? The key to turning challenges into opportunities is to shift your focus from the problem to the solution. Imagine seeing the potential results and benefits that solving a problem can bring, instead of just focusing on the problem itself. But why is it so important to focus on the solution? Because to focus on the problem is to focus on the negative. It is to divert your will and attention to dead ends. But by shifting your focus to the solution, you are focusing on the right paths. By focusing on the potential results, you'll be able to see the problem as an opportunity to create something new and valuable. So, are you ready to shift your focus to the solution? Here are some tips to help you get started. First, create a list of all the options that you have. This is key, as it forces you to think about all the potential solutions, not just the first one that comes to mind. Second, prioritize the options based on their potential results. This will help you to focus on the solutions that have the most potential for success. Third, plan actions and stick to it. This is crucial, as it gives you a roadmap to follow and a sense of purpose. Keep in mind that failure is a part of the process. Failure is not a setback. It is a lesson. It is a teacher, not an enemy. Embrace it and learn from it. For example, let's say your company is facing a problem with low sales. To focus on the solution, you would create a list of all the options that you have, such as creating a new marketing campaign or launching a new product. You would prioritize the options based on their potential results and make a plan of action. You would then stick to the plan, even if it means taking risks and learning from failure. By focusing on the solution, you'll be able to turn problems into opportunities for growth and success. Remember, problems are just stepping stones on the path to creating something new and valuable. Thirdly, when problems arise, it's easy to play the blame game and point fingers at others. But true leaders know that taking responsibility or show the ownership of the issue is key. By owning up to the problem, you can take charge of finding a solution and leading your team through the challenge. Why is taking responsibility important? It shows that you're willing to step up and be accountable for finding a solution. It also helps to build trust with your team and shows that you're not afraid to take on difficult tasks. Embracing responsibility is a crucial step in turning problems into opportunities. To embrace responsibility, it's important to accept the situation and actively search for things that can be changed. Blaming others will only distract from finding a solution, and it's important to avoid that. It's important to encourage your team to do the same, and to lead by example. A leader who takes responsibility sets an example for their team to follow. It's also important to be willing to make decisions and take action. This shows that you are actively working towards finding a solution, and not just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. For example, let's say your team is struggling with low productivity. Instead of blaming your team members, you would take responsibility for finding a solution. You would look for ways to improve processes and communication within your team. You would also encourage your team members to take ownership of their work and find ways to improve their own productivity. By embracing responsibility, you'll be able to turn the problem into an opportunity for growth and success. The step number 4, identifying the root causes. If you're still here, that means this video provides you with helpful information. Please consider to subscribe. It's one of the root causes of the low number of views in our channel. So, are you tired of dealing with problems that seem to have no end? Imagine understanding the problem better and addressing it more effectively by going to the root of the problem, rather than just treating the symptoms. But why is identifying the cause of the problem so important? First, it helps you to understand the problem better and address it more effectively. By identifying the root cause of the problem, you'll be able to find a solution that addresses it directly, rather than just treating the symptoms. We will go deeper on the how. Here are some powerful and practical tips to help you get started right now. Use the 5 whys method. Start by asking why the problem occurred, and then continue asking why until you get to the root cause. Look at the bigger picture. Sometimes the cause of the problem is not immediately obvious, and you'll need to look at the bigger picture to see it. Gather data. Use data to identify patterns or trends that may have contributed to the problem. Be open to new perspectives. Sometimes, other people may see the problem differently and have valuable insights to share. Let's come back to the problem with high employee turnover. The question is, why is this happening? To find the answer, try using the 5 whys method. Start by asking why employees are leaving, then dig deeper by asking why that is the case. Keep asking why until you reach the root cause. Also, don't forget to consider the bigger picture, like company culture and the economy. Gather data on employee satisfaction and exit interviews, and be open to new perspectives by seeking feedback from employees and managers. By identifying the cause of the problem, you'll be able to find a solution that addresses it directly and turn it into an opportunity for growth and progress. Remember, don't just treat the symptoms, go to the root of the problem and address it directly. The problem is not just a hindrance, it's a chance to improve and evolve. Embrace it and make the most of it. And the final step is to create a problem-solving product or a framework. This is very important. This will decide whether you are a MVP or just a mediocre. Your solution must be reproducible and reusable by you or others. You see, when you identify a problem, you must also identify a solution. And what better way to do that than by creating a product or a formula that addresses that problem directly? Not only will it generate revenue, but it will also help you build a loyal customer base. People are always searching for solutions to their problems, and if you can provide one, they will come to rely on you. So, let's not shy away from problems, let's embrace them, let's understand them, and let's turn them into something of value. Let's turn our problems into profitable solutions and watch our lives and businesses soar. But how do you create a problem-solving product or a framework? Here are some tips. First, understand your customer's needs. Before you can create a product that solves a problem, you need to understand what your customer's needs and pain points are. This can involve conducting market research, surveying customers, or talking to experts in the field. Second, look for trends and patterns. Keep an eye out for trends or patterns in the problems your customers are facing. This can help you to identify opportunities to create a product that addresses a specific need. Third, be creative. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box when it comes to coming up with a solution. Sometimes, the most effective solution is the one that no one has thought of before. Fourth, test your product. Before you launch your product, make sure to test it with a small group of customers to get feedback and make any necessary adjustments. Let's try to understand it with an example here. Let's assume that you are an entrepreneur who identified a problem that people face. Is that they find it difficult to get healthy food on the go? You could create a problem-solving product like a healthy food delivery service that provides healthy and tasty meals to people's doorsteps. Or healthy vending machines in public places like train stations, airports, or in office buildings. This way, you're addressing a specific need and providing a solution to many people's problems. Another example is if you identified that people have trouble keeping track of their finances. You could create a problem-solving product like an app that helps people track their spending and create a budget. This way, you're addressing a specific need and providing a solution to the problems of the majority. You could look at successful companies like Netflix, Google, or Microsoft, Apple, and so on. These companies have all identified problems that their customers face and have come up with solutions in the form of products and services. Netflix identified the problem that people had with limited access to TV shows and movies, and created a solution in the form of a streaming service that provides on-demand access to a wide variety of content. Google identified the problem of people having difficulty finding information online, and created a solution in the form of a search engine that helps people quickly and easily find the information they need. The key takeaway here is that by identifying problems that your customers face and coming up with solutions in the form of products or services, you can not only generate revenue but also build a loyal customer base. So, don't be afraid to think outside of the box and take risks when it comes to creating problem-solving products or a formula. Remember, the goal is to be a solution provider, not just a product or service provider. In conclusion, it's vital to remember that problems are simply opportunities in disguise. By understanding the situation, focusing on the solution, embracing responsibility, identifying the cause of the problem, and creating problem-solving products, you can turn any problem into an opportunity for growth and success. It's essential to adopt an open and positive mindset, and never to give up when faced with challenges. Remember to take care of yourself and practice self-care. It will help you to stay focused and motivated. And always be willing to make decisions, even in the face of a crisis. In this video, we've covered some key steps that you can take to turn problems into opportunities. Remember, focus on the solution, not the problem, and always look for ways to create value for others. With the right mindset and approach, you can achieve success and turn any problem into an opportunity for growth. And I urge you to act and put these steps into practice in your life and work. Thank you for watching. Remember that you only need to master one thing at a time. No rush. Good luck on your journey.